Hi, I'm Jen, and today I want to talk about how trees have assisted me in my healing journey. About 10 years ago, I heard about silvotherapy, which is essentially like healing in the forest or forest bathing. And you connect with the tree. Maybe you hug the tree, or you just touch its trunk like you really feel the tree between your hands. You can meditate near a tree, you walk barefoot in the forest while being, in a meditative state. I didn't really dig deeper into like what it's supposed to help you with. It just gave me the idea of connecting with trees. It is said though that it can help you lower your stress level, your anxiety, improve your mood, and strengthen your immune system. By that time, I was living near a forest, so it was perfect for me. So I went there, and I just knew I didn't want to just connect with any tree. I wandered in the forest, and at some point, I was in front of a tree, and I was like, this is the one. It was kind of love at first sight for me. I even gave it a name, and I just decided that I needed to try this with this particular tree. I didn't rush through it though. I wanted to feel if the tree was inviting, if it was open to feel me, if it wanted me to interact with it. Essentially, there was no sense of resistance that I could feel within me. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try. At first, I really touched the trunk to really get familiar with the tree and sort of feel into its energy. And I just loved it even more. At some point, I stopped. I put my hands on the trunk and I focused on my breath. I closed my eyes and I pay very close attention to my hands. I'm really focusing on being present with the tree, feeling the tree, being open to receive any message. And it didn't take very long actually before I started to feel something in my hands. And I could feel it running through my veins. And it was cold, but it doesn't stop in my hands. It's like then it goes up and up and up, like it goes into my arms, elbows, shoulders, and then it kind of stops there. And I breathe again and I focus on being open to the energy. And so I say that I'm open to feel it in the rest of my body. And so I start to feel it move on my back, but also like in my chest. But then there's pressure around my heart. It's like the tree cannot connect to my heart. My heart is not open to it. I try to focus on it, but I can't. And so I'm like, okay, you know what? It's okay. I'll just be open to the tree and the rest of my body. And so the energy goes in my legs, my ankles. When it gets to my feet, I visualize roots coming out of my feet, roots that connect with the roots of the tree, that also connect with the mycelium. My roots go to the core of the earth. You know, I told you that the energy of the tree felt cold in my body. But then I started to feel very warm. And so I focus on my breath. And every time I breathe in, I'm calling the energy of the core of the earth to come up through my roots. And it's happening. And then to come up in my legs. And I feel it coming up, like, in the upper parts of my body. And I feel it. It still has a hard time when it reaches the heart. My heart is really closed off. And I remember that at that time I was struggling, to feel loved and lovable and also loving. Um, I've always had a difficult time actually receiving even help. And so it's not surprising for me that my heart was just not super open to the experience. But it didn't stop me because I still felt everything else in my body and I felt loved, actually. I felt cared for, definitely less alone. I felt like I was really one with nature. And so I continued to breathe in, breathe out. And when the energy of the earth um, gets in my head, what I really want is to connect with the clouds and the atmosphere and the universe. And it's like I could sort of see with my eyes closed that my crown chakra was wide open. And so there was a very bright light kind of going like this and reaching for the sky and the universe at large. I don't remember how I got out of the session, like how it stopped. I probably just focused on my breath and to feel like I'm in my body starting to move a little bit. And I thanked the tree. When I got home, I really needed a few days to rest because it was, I don't want to say that it was intense, but I felt purified. I felt like the tree and the earth, they removed excess energy. They removed everything that didn't need to be there anymore in me. I really love this experience and I love talking about it. A few times after that, I went back in the forest and I connected with the same tree. And what was interesting to me was to sense that the more I would connect with the tree and the more I would be aware of the fact that the walls that I had around my heart, they would soften. There was more space to welcome the energy, to actually receive it. And that's how I could see or track the evolution. I could see in my daily life as well that I was much more in love with life and I was more loving towards myself. I felt more connected with nature, connected with everything. I miss my tree. I do not live very close by to this forest anymore. I don't feel like going back to this town just yet, but I will one day. This is what I wanted to share with you, and I hope you'll stay around for another video. Bye.